All right. All right, one sec, guys. Just making sure everything's all good. Oh yeah, hey. First of all, let's make sure audio's good. Yeah. You know, I don't know what happened. God, where am I right now? So where are we? Yeah, okay, we're in Seoul. We were heading to that station on Io, and I don't know, I got disconnected. My internet dropped out, which, like, never happens. That was super weird. But yeah, we were going to Columbus. There we go. Did I not lock that target? Columbus. Okay.
Scan detected.
Ship scan? Who the fuck is ship scanning me out here? No, I'm in the middle of nowhere. Oh, I'm by the nav beacon. Okay, it's allies. Okay. I just got spooked for a second there. I don't like being scanned in the middle of space, man. Just coming up behind me. Am I mass locked? Come on, let's jump.
Drive charging.
Disruptive mass? What are you talking about? Yeah. So let's see. Can I jump now? Okay, cool. No mass penalty.
4, 3, 2, 1.
But yeah, I don't know why my internet dropped out. That was weird. But yeah, the funny thing too about being in Seoul is that it's normally not allowed. You normally need to have a permit to visit Seoul, and you earn that permit by ranking up with the Federation Navy, I believe. But with the recent crisis and potential Thargoid invasion of Seoul and potential surrounding systems, and the need for evacuation and supplies, and any potential fighter support, they've kind of opened up the system for everyone to come in, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so the DLC, Odyssey, I would say, it had a lot of problems early on. It's getting better. It's definitely getting more integrated. Like, there's more more systems between the space activities and the on-foot activities are getting more tightly integrated. I think Odyssey is something, like the Odyssey DLCs, are something that are gonna be more worth it and fleshed out over time. I have them currently. I think they're pretty enjoyable. You definitely don't need them to get a good experience out of this game, but there is a lot to offer, and I don't know if the sale is still on Steam is still going on right now, but it might be, and if that's the case, I mean, it's a great time to get in on it. Coming in on Jupiter and Io. Yeah, the walk around the stations is pretty limited. You're limited to the concourse, which is kind of like it's like a flight terminal. It's a place that connects a couple of transport options along with like some various shops, and like you can like interact with NPCs and get missions and things like that. It's pretty limited, but I think it establishes a kind of platform that they can build off of and kind of add extra functionality to. The Odyssey systems are actually kind of designed such that you could technically play this game without doing any of your own space travel, like without needing your own ship. You could technically like charter a ship from any of the stations from one to another, and you would be transported that way. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, I mean, and yeah, the walking around stuff in stations is pretty limited. Walking around settlements on planets, though, is maybe a bit more of a different story. There's actually like some pretty cool game mechanics going on there. The first-person shooter combat aspect needs a bit more polish, but there's definitely some things going on there that are pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, if you want to hold off on it, like, there's really no deal with that. You're not really missing like a ton. I would definitely say most of the experience is still going to be in the base game.
DeLacy, Echo Romeo. Romeo, station services are prepped for your arrival. Greetings, Commander.
Super grind bases? You mean like super grindy, trying to like get resources out of like raiding ground settlements? Is that what you mean? Like kind of like dungeon crawly-ish in a sense.
Flight assist off.
Oh, I should probably get docking access. Boy.
Request approved. You are clear for approach to pad 30.
Okay, you can go a little bit faster. Oh, we're only going... I mean, we're going the speed limit, but it just feels so slow. Landing pad 30. Okay. I've not been to this station yet before. Interested in what the interior's like. Whoa, is Is this like some kind of industrial station? Where is pad 30? 30! Pad 30! Oh, you're right in front of me. I'm dumb.
Flight assist on.
I feel like I may be getting a bit more frame drops than normal.
Landing gear deployed.
Come on, man.
Touchdown. Systems offline.
Oh, I mean, okay, no, I wouldn't say so. I don't think you're really... I don't think this game really requires you to do anything. I mean, unless you want to, you know, engage in, like, the end... Unless you want to engage in, like, the end game stuff, which is currently, like, anti-Xeno Thargoid fighting, I mean, then, yeah, for the end game stuff, you gotta grind a little bit. But I think that's kind of to be expected. I don't think I don't think the Odyssey stuff is, like, super grindy. I just kind of hop in and mess around with it every once in a while. But it doesn't seem to be that bad. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I have... most of my experience is with the base game, rather than Odyssey, so maybe I'm a little biased, but... And also just maybe a little ignorant to everything about Odyssey. I'm not sure. Alright, so we are going to patch up some bangs and bruises, if we got any. And we're going to pick up some passengers. And then that's where things are going to get interesting. So let's see here. No viable personal transport, group transport. 50 million. There we go. There we go. That's my first one. Okay. I've heard legends that they exist. 50 million credit transport missions. I am definitely getting some frame rate drops. I don't like that. Okay. I think that'll have to do, though. Okay. Is that another 50 million? What? What? Did I just... what? Yeah, that's two of them. Holy cow. Holy cow. Oh, yeah, no, dude. I mean, yeah, this game doesn't force you to grind. Don't even sweat about that. And, like, it's really not that hard to make money in this game. So, I mean, like, it's not that hard to, like, quickly make a living, get in a routine that enables you to, like, support whatever activities you want to do. That's, I think it's pretty doable. I mean, I just landed 2 missions that are 50 million each. That's gonna be 100 million credits after this trip is done. That's awesome. Okay, oh, yeah, I'm American. I live in, on the Pacific Northwest. Yourself? Oh, set mission. Here we go. Oh, okay. Cool, cool. Okay. Oh, 3 mil. Yes, please. How are we doing on cabins? Oh, wow, I still have a lot to fill up. Okay.
Incoming mission.
Oh yeah, no
critical
worries,
message.
dude. No worries. Just if you got any questions about anything you see or whatever I'm doing, just feel free to ask. If because you're just like, if you want to, learn anything about the game, like, yeah, no, feel free, man. No worries. Stay quiet, be chill, whatever. It's all good. Okay, I think we are almost filled up here. Oh no, we got room for 2 more passengers? Okay. Okay. So got everyone loaded up. Let's get our destination locked in. So I don't know if you're aware of the general situation in Seoul and with the Thargoids and what the crisis is right now. But basically there's a potential pending invasion force bearing down on Seoul and the cradle of humanity. And basically all evacuations out of the system are being interdicted, or technically hyperdicted, because it's happening in witch space, but so it prevents a little bit of a challenge in terms of knowing how to avoid the Thargoids and kind of get out of the system. And it's quite an adrenaline rush for me personally. But yeah, we'll see how this next run plays out, and you'll see what I mean.
Landing gear retracted.
Okay. Ooh, is that Io? Yeah, looks like it. And Jupiter. Lovely. Alright. So we're going to try and jump out of Seoul to our next waypoint system, and we are most likely
Safe travels, Commander.
going to be intercepted.
Frameshift drive charging.
Sometimes you get lucky, most of the time you don't. Okay. Alright, here we go. Come on, skis, be aligned. Please be aligned. Heat sink, heat sink. Drop heat sink to keep things cool. Boost. Okay, come on, come on. ECM. PM for the missile. Okay, drop heat sink. We got more coming. Good. FSD almost back online. Heat sink, FSD. Yeah, he's right behind me. Oof. He's going after my heat sink. And we're clear. Oof. That was kind of not the cleanest encounter I've had, but not the worst one either. So that kind of worked out all right. And on we go.
Charging. Fuel scooping. Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, the sound design in this game is pretty good. That like weird, distorted, like glitchy noise every single time I like leave the vicinity of a star, it always like trips me up.
Fuel scooping.
And like the sounds of the FSD and the boosters and all that.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, I mean, it's largely driven by the players. I mean, there's like, there is a larger kind of like canon that goes back like 30 years or something like that, that the devs kind of like try and stick to. Why does this pulsar seem so bright? So there's a general canon that the devs try and like direct us towards by the certain kind of events that happen, like on a large macro scale. But the players have like an incredible amount of influence in what happens. Like at the end of this week, if there might have, depending on whether or not the players are able to like really prevent a full Thargoid invasion of the Sol region, there might be substantial like divergence in where the story goes because of that. That kind of stuff happens. And in terms of like where to go to get your information, well, there are built-in kind of like news sources kind of built into the game. And then, I guess just like the community, Reddit, YouTube, there's like Galnet News, they do updates and stuff. Frontier Developments, post some of their own news updates sometimes. Yeah, and again, it's a highly community integrated game, so there's going to be a lot of support from the community in terms of like keeping each other up to date with what's happening. Because also it is kind of like a sandbox, and so the community has a large like influence in what's happening in the game universe. But yeah. Yeah, so there's like if you so like let's see here. There we go.
Titan Kosiho moves deeper into core systems. The last remaining Thargoid Titan, Kosiho, has unexpectedly left the Col 285 sector BAP C618 system. Reports from human AX forces fighting through surrounding systems to expose the Titan say it has reverted to the transient signal source detected prior to the Titan's arrival on the edges of human space. Traveling at phenomenal speeds, Kosiho appears to be heading further into the core systems. A general alert has been raised in all populated systems. Aidan Tanner, Special Military Advisor to Aegis, gave the following statement via all news feeds. Aegis sensors have confirmed that Kosiho is on a path deep into human territory. Rather than seek to escape from the war, the final Titan intends to bring the fight to our heartlands. Precautionary evacuation efforts have begun in Seoul, based...
Oh, oops, why did it cancel? Oh, because I'm dropping out, maybe?
on our earliest predictions
go.
of Kosiho's trajectory. But all civilians must be prepared to evacuate their homes short.
Docking request denied.
Notice. Our first priority is to minimize casualties.
Incoming mission critical message. Docking
Wherever it
request
arrives,
granted.
we saw the devastating effect of a Titan beachhead in the
Incoming mission critical message.
first days of the invasion and must do our best to avoid any repeat of this. Thargoid-controlled systems appear to be completely empty, amid fears that the remaining Thargoid fleet has set a course in pursuit of the Titan. AX defensive forces are scrambling to prepare for Kosiho's arrival, though allied. Federal and Imperial fleet admirals have all stated that a plan exists for this very scenario. Rescue megaships are awaiting orders but are expected to move from their current locations to aid in the predicted evacuation efforts. Aegis
Didn't mean to do
urges
that.
high alert for anti-Xeno forces. Professor Albert Tesro, head of Aegis, has issued a warning for all anti-Xeno fleets to remain on high alert.
Landing gear deployed.
My
The
hand got
warning
all
comes as human
positioned
forces continue
on
to
the wrong
push
keys.
towards the last remaining Thargoid Titan, COA. While victory over the Thargoid invasion force seems likely at this stage, Tesro has urged defensive fleets not to become complacent. We have seen repeatedly that the Thargoid fleets are capable of surprising us when their defeat seems inevitable. The Proteus Wave incident in HIP 22460 is a perfect example of this. Our confidence was such that Salvation's celebratory speech was broadcast across the core systems only moments before
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
he was killed by a Thargoid counterattack, along with thousands of military personnel. Seo Jin-A has, rather publicly,
Yeah, I don't think it's always going to be populated with news here. Another thing is, let's see, where else can we find information? Yeah, so then you got local news here. This is going to be very local to the system that you're in. So, like, over here, you got more kind of global news, what's going on kind of galaxy-wide, or at least, you know, really important within the local bubble. And then this is going to be like system local news, right? So this is going to be related to like things happening with factions within the system. And that's relevant information sometimes if you're trying to actually like strategically influence, you know, governments and factions within the game. Trade reports, definitely useful. But yeah. Oh, top 5 local bounties. But yeah, there's all kinds of stuff here. Yeah, and the local news is is generated for every system. It's so in depth. I mean, I don't know if you've looked at like let's see, like status. Yeah, like system factions, like oh, stay there. Like all these different groups, you know, every single system has their own, you know, like little government and their own like little corporations and factions that control various aspects of life in the system. There are the galaxy-wide superpowers, but there's smaller local factions in every location. So and like their control over various resources within a system and like various like physical locations within the system can be influenced by players. So there's a really cool aspect there as well. All right, let's get these people dropped off. So having a reputation with a faction does matter if you want to have access to if you want to have access to certain services from them, if you want to have access to discounts on things, if you want to have better sell prices on the market within their controlled systems, if you want to have access to better contracts from them, then you want to have better standing as well. So having good reputation with a faction is definitely good. And like if you're, you know, in negative standing with a faction, like bad enough to where that might warrant them to be hostile against you, I mean, that's certainly an important factor as well. So yeah, I mean, you're not really a part of any one faction, but you do have various like relationships with many factions and reputation and such. And then you can also, when you have reputation, you can have influence, like, or you can exert kind of a faction's influence within a given system and kind of improve a given faction's ability to have control within a given system. So there's definitely things you can do there. All right, let's turn these in. Did I really have 250 millions? I do. Wow. Just did not expect that. And so I could turn some of these in for materials or for reputation in some cases. But I already have decent rep with some of these factions, and so I'm not really too worried about gaining reputation with them. And I have a lot of materials, I can get materials other ways. Money is the one thing that I want to have to kind of throw around to have fun with and take more risks with, and just to be able to enjoy, you know, exploring space and the galaxy and all that. To be able to spend money on the fun stuff. And if we can take part in the larger story and help, you know, humanity in the process, then that's great. Oh, oops, I didn't back that too far. Oh yeah, the cool the FSS scanner. Yeah, sure. We can check that out in a second. Ba-da-ba. Okay. And I think this will work because I haven't really explored a whole lot of this system. Okay, so is everybody off board? Yeah? Do I need to patch anything up? A little bit. Okay, let's check my Oh, no, that's not what I want. Nope. Back. System map. Okay, so... Okay, so a lot of these bodies are discovered, so that's fine. Maybe we'll go to an undiscovered system and check that out. So let's see here. FSS scanner. Do I have that set up properly? That's the D scanner. I think... Okay, I might need to check my key bindings for that. 1 second. Because my, this game will sometimes reset your key bindings, and it did that to me earlier today, and... FSS mode, okay, is set. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. Okay, so we're going to launch.
Ship released. Engines engaged. Landing gear retracted.
Okay. And so, to use your FSS scanner, which is the full spectrum scanner? Full spectrum system scanner? I don't know. It said it in the options. I don't remember what it was called. Do I have it on my modules? Modules. Discovery scanner, data link scanner. No? It's built into every ship, though. I know I have it on here. But it's kind of like... So we're going to go to Super Cruise, because you have to be in Super Cruise to use it, if I remember correctly. Yeah, enter Super Cruise to use FSS mode.
Frameshift drive
So we're going to do that. And it's kind of like you're looking on a radio for signals. So let's get away from this planet real quick. Just get a little bit of space between us and everything else, just so we can see a little bit. All right, let's throttle down, and we're gonna enter FSS mode. Okay, so, oh, my chat is going crazy. Well, you see what I mean. Okay, so we need to do a discovery scan. Okay, you might be familiar with that sound that you sometimes make when jumping into a system. You do your discovery scan. Okay, so what we're going to be doing here is every object in the system has a kind of like frequency, like a radio frequency, a spectral kind of frequency. And so what this allows you to do is to pluck out objects in the system that might not necessarily be in your navigation panel. That would normally be to your right. Objects that don't show up by default can be found this way. Also, objects that when you jump into a system, you, like, on a large system or a system that you haven't, like, been to before or that hasn't been explored, when you use the discovery scanner, it'll tell you how many, like, big objects like stars or planets are in the system, but it won't tell you where they are or what they are. And so this is how you figure out what they are and where they are. So what we're going to do here, so like here we have, looks like we have a player carrier called the Chocolate Factory. fleet carrier. But anyways, let's see here. If I tune into this... Convoy dispersal pattern. So, this is a radio signal for a convoy, essentially, an NPC convoy. You can warp in there, and if you're a pirate, maybe you're looking to do a bit of piracy and raid that convoy. Or maybe you're a bounty hunter, and you're looking to kill said pirates that might raid said convoy, right? So knowing that location is essential to that activity. Let's see what else we got here. Encoded missions. That's generally, it's kind of vague what kind of contact that might be. I'm unsure. Coded missions. So you can see this system is very busy. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of these indicators, a lot of radio signals, a lot of things you could go and do. Let's sort out bodies here. So let's see here. You can also, this is also how you would identify planets and such. Because this system is heavily populated by humans, all of these locations are kind of pre-known, and so I don't really have to discover them. I can go to a system that is unexplored, or try to, and kind of show what the process of, like, finding unknown locations is like, if that's something you would like to see. Let's see here. Let's go to map. Galaxy map. Okay. That's pretty heavily populated. I don't have the exploration data, so maybe I can... Yeah, let's just warp there. Or maybe... Where's Sol at? Sol... It's over there. Let's... ER8. What is ER8? Small population. System data unavailable. Okay. Oh, okay. So there are, you know, I usually play in solo mode just because I don't want to deal with getting ganked by people. Which I hear is really not a big problem anyway. But from what I understand, it is possible to, like, is it under social? Okay, so from what I understand is there are private groups which have large numbers of players that are essentially like PvE only, and so like people aren't trying to kill each other. So that way it isolates out the PvP players from the PvE only players. So I haven't looked too into it, but apparently they do exist, and apparently they're like large player channels where there's like lots of people in there. But also, from what I understand, you know, if you want to play in open play, from what I've heard, you don't really have to worry about someone just blowing you up for no reason out of nowhere. Especially if you're in lawful systems where like there are bounties and like where like there is a police force that kind of enforces like what's the word I'm looking for? Enforces like penalties against criminals. So there is an incentive for people to not just blow you up for no reason. If you're in a lawless system, that's a different story. But yeah, I don't think there's a ton of incentive for people to just go around killing each other. I think for the most part, people are pretty good sports about things. So yeah. Alright, I was going to jump to this system, and we're going to try and check out the FSS scanner. See if there's anything interesting in here that I can kind of show.
Ready to engage. 4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Okay, so let's do a discovery scan. So, oh, 37 bodies in this system. That's a lot. Okay, so, let's decelerate. Yeah, so you see here in my navigation tab, I got just a bunch of unexplored locations, right? Just a bunch of unexplored. And so we have no idea what any of these places are. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up the FSS, and we're going to get to business figuring that out. Also, there is money to be made in doing this. This is collecting exploration data, and you can make a living on your character doing just this. Third-person view? You mean... Ba-da-ba... You mean like this? I mean, like, I can't see my HUD, of course. But, like... Do that. And, woo! I mean, it kind of works. I mean, I can't see any of my controls or my shield or any of that, but, here, let's... but yeah, so it's the camera suite. Alt space. Ta-da! And you got some, ooh, that's a nice shot. Oh, look at that quasar. That is cool. Ba-da-ba. Yeah. So we got some options. Yeah, the camera suite is like, wow, this is a... I haven't actually, like, bothered to, like, look around the bridge of this ship in VR. This is super cool. What the hell? Whoa. This is cool. Jeez. Wow. I've been playing this game for years, and it still blows me away all the time. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of key bindings in this game. There's a lot. It's easy to miss. Okay, so let's open up the FSS, and let's find some planets. Planets. That's something. pretty rings. Kind of like greenish blue rings. Anything else? What else we got here? Gotta tune it in. Icy moon. Oh. Oh. Crash. Or wreckage. Control Alt Space. The left Control Alt Space should give you the camera sweep. Anything else around here? No. Yeah, so it looks like we are finding all the moons of this gas giant right now. And you can see over here it gives me a lot of information about the planet. Some of this is actually pretty useful for if you're trying to do like exobiology and stuff. Because only certain planets are going to support potential life signatures. Okay, I think that was all of those. Yeah. Let's see what else we got. Oh, shit. It's the Titan. Okay. Yeah, so this is the signature for the Titan that's currently racing towards the Sol system. It's nowhere near me, thankfully. I don't want to be anywhere near this thing. But yeah, that's the signature for that. All right, I think you got the gist of it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a cool little mini game for tracking down stuff. I think we should get back on our way to Sol though. So the Titan is not the bad boss. We have actually players have eliminated what, 8 Titans so far, or 7 Titans? Okay, yeah. So the Titans were definitely they're like big alien motherships that in the past couple years had come and parked themselves in various places within the bubble, and they were kind of serving as launching points for the Thargoid invasion. Basically just like enemy strongholds, essentially. And players have been doing a good job fighting in that conflict and essentially beating them back. And so the last Titan is essentially making what we hypothesize is a kind of a last-ditch suicide run for the Sol system. Maybe? I don't know. It definitely represents a big threat to Sol. We don't know what it's going to do when it gets here. So yeah, there's a lot of questions. But typically, Titan is bad. Oh, no. Defeating a Titan is a multi-week-long battle done by, like... It's an effort undertaken by many players over a span of time.
Frameshift drive charging.
So, fighting Thargoids is what is classified as anti-Xeno activities, and this is essentially the kind of like end-game combat. Getting access to the properly like engineered ship and like weapons is definitely like a heavy process. Like, that's a thing that I'm not even close to. Like, someone like me is not equipped to fight Thargoids at all. I can run from Thargoids, but I can't fight them. No, sir. Anyone can participate in a sense. You might die, you might lose a lot of money. It definitely takes a lot of work to prepare to like do combat at that level. But it's important to note that like fighting the Thargoids, fighting the big bad alien, is not the end all be all of this game. So, you know, there's no reason to feel like you have to do that. I certainly don't feel the need to do that. Like, the universe is full of all kinds of people, and, you know, humanity, there's so many different roles to fill and so many jobs that are necessary to kind of keep everything moving, so it's only natural that some people are going to be, you know, soldiers, and other people are going to be, you know, explorers or researchers or traders. So, oh, what am I doing? I'm forgetting to jump. That's what I'm doing. I don't, you know, you will find that once you start making money, you'll find that insurance ain't too bad. You'll find it ain't too bad. Once you get over the initial like learning curve, your rebuy cost, a little too close there. Your rebuy cost, you know, it's not going to be a huge worry. I mean, it's a thing that I definitely think about. Like, I think on this ship, my rebuy cost is a little over 6 million, which, you know, isn't nothing, but, you know, if I had to take this ship into a situation where it might get destroyed, you know, it might be worth it to take that risk.
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh yeah, man. You know, don't sweat it. You'll be making millions in no time. Seriously. Sol,
scoping.
where do we want to go? You know,
Scope
let's
disengaged.
go to Earth. I don't think I've really gone to Earth today. Well, not directly to Earth, but we'll... Do you want to go to Gorbachev? Yeah, yeah, we'll go to Gorbachev. Oh, okay, and then we're going to want to arc around, because we're approaching the backside of the station here, so we're going to want to arc around to the front side, just so when we pop out of Super Cruise, we don't need to fly around the station. It's just a little bit faster. And you can see that by this indicator here in the center of my view. You can see it's showing me the alignment of the station relative to me. And so I can use that to make it so I'm facing the front end of the station. As you can see, I'm more aligned with the front end now. Let's get a good look at Earth as we go by. Hi there. Ah, beautiful. Come on, almost there. All right.
Flight assist off.
In range, almost.
DeLacy, Echo, Romeo. Romeo, Federal Flight Control welcomes you. Please submit a docking request before entering the station. Landing permission granted. Clear to land on pad 4-5.
Slow down. Slow down.
Observing steady traffic in this sector. Caution is advised.
Flight assist on. Flight assist off.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I didn't want to do
Flight
that.
assist on.
There we
Flight
go.
Assist off.
Wait, what do you mean flight assist off?
Flight assist on.
That was such a clean landing up until the end of it. Couldn't get my flight assist figured out.
Warning. Decrease speed immediately.
Oh, be quiet, ATC. I'm figuring it out.
Landing gear deployed.
When you fly with your flight assist turned off, it can really let your ship go all over the place. There we go. Yeah, I know, man. This station is just
Landing successful.
like, bam. And like, let's see here. Can I move? Yeah. Boop. Just kind of fine-tune my position here. Yeah. Just chilling in port here. Oh yeah, no worries. I mean, there's the auto dock computer that they often start a lot of people out with these days. Yeah, no, take a risk sometime. You'll figure it out. But yeah, this place is pretty swanky. Hey man, well, I actually think I'm gonna be getting off of here for a little bit. I think I gotta take a break for a couple hours and just kind of step away from the computer for a little bit. I might be getting on later in a few hours, maybe. Definitely, I'll be getting on tomorrow for sure. But yeah, thanks for stopping in, man. Yeah. We all got things we gotta take care of. Hey, well, you take care, man, and good luck with any future endeavors in this game, dude. It can be really rewarding. So I wish you luck with all that. Yeah, thanks for dropping in, man. All right, peace out.